What is up, everybody? This is podcast Gameoverse episode 049 for Saturday, November 7th. Happy N7 Day, everybody. I am Wasabi Ice Cream, joined by my main man, Dick.
Yo, what up? I'm Dick. I'm here. There's a long, hard road ahead of us, and I am here to penetrate it.
Yes. You know, there's not a single thing going on in the world right now more important than what is happening today.
Nope. Today is N7 day. That is it.
Exactly.
That is all that has happened today. I woke up this morning. I was like, wow, it's N7 day, and nothing else as I looked at the camera.
Yes. So let us celebrate. I know New York is popping off right now. Extremely happy about N7. So, you know.
Dude, there's all kinds of people on the street right now. Like, everything's crazy. I was like, damn, I thought N7 was like a gamer thing, but no. It's bringing the whole country together.
You know, it brings our people together, and that's why we're here, to talk about video games and nothing else.
Nothing else. All jokes aside, we do have quite a bit to go over. First off, though, let's start with what have you been playing, dude?
Oh boy. So I've been playing that there Watch Dogs Legion.
Yes, I saw that in the stream. How is it?
So let me start by saying that.
Oh, here we go.
You know, I discovered something about myself recently. Yeah. This is like the fifth, I think, open world game I've played after taking a long hiatus from open world games, because I don't know, like these games kind of just burn me out a little. But I learned that I kind of just play all these games the same way. I kind of just shut off my brain and just, you know, play the video game. Like it doesn't. I never think about things when I'm playing these. Mm-hmm. So like this is the fifth one I've played. Like it was earlier this year. It's Horizon Zero Dawn. I finished. Ghost of Tsushima. Damn, what else? Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. And there was something else I'm forgetting, but also this one. So, and I would tell you, Spider-Man was my least favorite.
I mean, you're wrong, but continue.
Not that it's bad, but it just does like okay. So this game is like just above Spider-Man for me in terms of playing the game, in terms of wanting to play the game, like in terms of doing the things that it sets out for you to do.
I would argue Horizon Zero Dawn was like that game for me. Like it was fun with I did not like the open world stuff of it, like at all.
Horizon I would put above this.
Really?
I would put it's hard to rank them because I don't like open world games. I'll just put that out there. I don't like them.
I'm starting to slowly realize I don't like them. Just the busy work that's involved with open world games.
Yeah,
like it's like, but it's so weird though, because like I love Zelda, but like that handles open world like so well.
Yeah, exactly.
So like Metal Gear Solid 5. So maybe I just don't like those paint by numbers open world games. I don't know.
Yeah. And so then that brings us to Watch Dogs Legion, which it takes place in this like futuristic London where if you know anything about Watch Dogs, there's this hacker organization called DedSec, and in this game there's like another one called Zero Day. And then London's in the middle of this like political, like there's this private military company that's like hired by the government to spy on people. They set up cameras everywhere, and you know they have all your information. And there's checkpoints all over the city, and they're scanning people, and there's drones flying and shit like that. It's this whole like militarized zone, and it's super oppressed, and that's what they're trying to like break free of oppression. But at the same time, there's this like bad terrorist organization of hackers, and we're the good hackers, and we're gonna like fight them and shit like that. Like the story sucks. Story, terrible. I don't give a fuck about the story whatsoever.
Yep.
Um, but
But
uh, I enjoy the gameplay here.
yeah,
Um, and this is where the like every time they shown this game in the trailers and just everything leading up to this game, I said the same thing every time. I said, "Boy, I'm getting like whiplash between what this game is, whether it's like a real jokey, funny, haha, hackers, fuck you type shit, or yeah, we're London, mate, and they're super oppressed, and we're gonna like it's like because there's like
yeah,
there's heavy shit in this game, and there's also just like this silly ass fucking grandma's gonna get your tea and crumpets, mate, and like it's like what like I don't know what the game's trying to be or trying to say when it's like constantly at odds with itself
yeah.
in
No,
terms of
I
what it's
hear
trying to
ya.
say.
I hear ya. And coming from someone who's like not a huge like Watch Dogs fan, like I played the first one, I did not like it, and it was the problem. The game took itself way too seriously, and it
Yeah,
did not deserve to take itself as seriously as it did. I played the sequel a little bit, and I actually liked that one a lot more. Like the hacking stuff was a lot more fun. The missions were fun, but the open world busy work like turned me off of it really fast. Um, and
yeah,
this one, I hear what you're saying. Like some trailers are like trying to show it off like this wacky, goofy, like fun kind of story. Other trailers try to show it off as like this real like oppressive open world where you're trying to fight back against big corporations, and it's like, dude, just pick a lane. Like, what are you trying to do here?
yeah. So that carries over into the gameplay
Yeah,
where you've got this open world, and the open world seems at odds with these. If you look at the gameplay I'm showing now, there's these like interior sections where it's like, which is where I had the most fun. It's like these spy sections where you kind of just have this playground to just kind of it's kind of how I compare Batman Arkham Asylum to Arkham City, where like Arkham Asylum had these really good interior sections where you just can be Batman and do Batman shit.
yeah.
These really good enclosed environments where it was just a playground, and then like Arkham City kind of lost some of that, where you went out into the city. Like I had the most fun just kind of doing like spy, sneaky stealth shit in these interiors. You get this like spider bot you can just throw out and like sneak
Mhm.
around and climb into vents and stuff and do all that. And then there's like a puzzle network of doorways and stuff that you got to find like the central mainframe and hack that, or like find a guy with the key card and like download the key card, and then you can open doors. Um, like that stuff is really cool. I just like doing that. But then once you realize that um game fucking it fucks itself because like you're supposed to be like the good hackers or the good terrorists, whatever. But then you get characters that straight up have AK-47s and grenade launchers and shit. And you're like, okay, why don't I just fucking walk in here and mow everyone down? Like there's no penalty towards doing that. Um so like, you kind of have to like restrain yourself a little bit. It's like, okay, I'm not gonna pull out my AK. Like at one point, like I got like a light machine gun. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Uh,
You go from like a hacker to like Rambo. What the
yeah,
fuck?
it was just like, what, like why, like what the fuck, like what's the point of doing the stealth shit if I could just run in there and mow everyone the fuck down with no
Yeah,
consequence? Um, so that's kind of what I was running into. I was like, I like playing it this way, so I'm gonna force myself to play it this way and not like pull my gun out until shit gets real.
yeah,
Um, but like I will say, like this stuff is fun, and it's all over the city. You can just like walk into like any of these zones and just start like hacking shit, and I don't know, it's really cool. And then there has a whole system of where like you can recruit anyone.
yeah. That's
Um,
that's something I want to hear about. Like, how is that?
So that's okay. So I gotta preface it with this. There is a permadeath mode
Yeah.
that it asks you from the start. It asks you from the start of the game, like, hey, do you want to enable permadeath? And you're not really sure what that means in the beginning of the game. So I picked no. If you pick no, you cannot turn it on again. But if you pick yes, you can turn it off.
Hmm.
Um, which they didn't make that absolutely clear. So I was like, no, I don't want permadeath. That sounds weird. Um, in hindsight, though, you kind of I think you want that permadeath mode because that is
Yeah.
probably the one thing that will prevent you from going guns blazing. Because when you die, it just restarts you outside of where you were, and you can just walk. You
Ah.
can walk back in there, and everyone you killed is still dead. So
Okay. So that's definitely then. So it sounds like the game was made with that permadeath like in mind,
yeah,
and
and then
not
that
turning it on kind of breaks the game a little bit.
yeah, and then so that goes into why you want to recruit a lot of people is because you recruit people and then you'll have like good people like you have people that are more attuned to hacking. You have
Hmm.
people who can like they'll start with a drone or they'll start with they're better at stealth or they have silenced weapons and you recruit like lawyers who like if you guys get caught by the cops or if you have like cops chasing you they can like disrupt their system and have the cops like lose you easier, which is really cool. Like cool stuff like that. But I'll tell you, I didn't use any of that because I found like the one character that I liked. I mean, they're all
Yeah.
essentially the same. Like everyone can do the same thing. Like
Yeah.
everyone can hack. Everyone can. You unlock abilities. There's like a skill tree, and whatever you unlock in the skill tree, everyone can do. So like,
Oh, what? That's. I mean, it makes sense. People are gonna be dropping like flies. Like it doesn't make sense to like give everyone
yeah,
like a progression, this deep progression. If we're just gonna die and
yeah.
lose.
Like it only affects your starting equipment. So like, certain
Yeah.
people start with a drone, or certain people start with an AK-47. Um, like it's like that.
Yeah.
Um, so that's so like how the recruiting works is you walk up to a random person, anyone in the world, you can scan them with your phone and be like, okay, this guy is a reporter. She has a news drone and she can spawn a truck. Shit like that. Or this character is a spy. They have a silenced pistol and they do stealth kills faster.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So and then you just hit the RB, you hit the right button through the right bumper to start the recruiting mission, and then they'll give you like, hey, my sister got caught by the fucking feds, mate, and I want you to go in there. I don't trust DedSec, mate. I want you to go in there and and rescue my sister, mate. And then you go rescue their sister, which is it's more I'll give them credit. It's more to it than that. It's not just like it didn't seem like copy paste type stuff. The missions they gave actually seemed pretty significant. It was
Okay.
impressive because I don't think ran into anything that was that like repeated itself or just it felt the same. It all felt pretty unique. I mean, it seems like it's pulling something like a random zone in the world because you can walk into the whole thing's open. So like this zone I'm in now, you can just walk in without any objective. You can just walk in here and just start doing shit. There's like a ton of collectibles to get, so you can just walk in there and just collect shit. But it seems like what those missions are doing is they're just picking a random one of these locations and saying and giving you like a specific thing to find there, which is really cool because it felt real natural.
Okay, that's good.
Um, but
Okay,
once
so it
you like,
sounds like there is a lot to like about it, but
yeah,
but it sounds like the open world itself is still like if you don't like open world games, like this isn't going to change your mind.
yeah, and it doesn't like it's not rotten with my thing with Spider-Man was that it was just rotten with just fucking blips on the map that just was like I don't want to do any of this. Like this doesn't really do that. Everything's zoned off. I think there's like 6 or 7 zones of London, and they each have like three things you have to do, and then like a mission. I forget what it calls it, but like a liberation mission. So
Hmm.
you do three things, which is just like, hey, put up some propaganda posters or recruitment posters for DedSec, or hack this thing, and it'll
Hmm.
give you like three of those, and then a big mission, and you do that, and you get like a key. You get like a key member that gets recruited. So it didn't seem like it was rotten with this with stuff, but like there's like a ton of collectibles. There's like a ton of like there's like clothing stores all across the. Here's the weird thing is that like all the cars in the city are like self-driving cars, which is weird because like you'll hop into the car and then like no one hops out, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Like all the cars are just self-driving, like every single one is just driven by AI, and there's nobody inside them, which is
I
weird.
mean, even if like they're self-driving, like wouldn't there be someone like trying to get somewhere, like in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
car?
yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's every single one, but fucking damn near most of them. I don't know if I've ever seen a single person hop out of a car. And then, but the motorcycles have people on them because I don't know that you can't you can't hide. I think they try to hide it by like it. I don't know. It's weird. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's the all the like there's clothing stores everywhere, and you can like get new clothing, but you have to like find the store in the world, and they all have like different stuff. They're all selling different
Okay.
stuff. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's there's definitely some weird parts to this, but
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say it's a bad game. I'm not gonna say it's a good game. Mostly not great, but I enjoy doing the thing. I
Hmm.
enjoy doing the thing, and that's pretty much it. I don't know.
That's good. So all in all, then, like, would you recommend it, or like wait till it's on sale?
Wait for a sale.
Wait for a sale.
Probably just don't even play it. I mean, you gotta enjoy. You gotta like know what it is and like know what you're getting into before
Yeah.
you. Because like again, there's not like it's not a very deep game.
Hmm.
Uh, but I like the stealth stuff. Like I'm a Metal Gear fan, and it's like
Yeah.
Metal Gear with like hacking. Um,
Okay. So it's fun for that, but like the open world stuff,
yeah,
it's take or leave it.
yeah.
Oh, that makes
Even
sense, man.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
I would say if you're playing this, turn on the permadeath mode, and you'll probably have a bit more engagement, like with all the characters and stuff. Like you'll
Mhm.
actually like care a little more. Um, because yeah, I got
It's
caught
good.
using the same like I was using the same like two people, which or like I wasn't encouraged to change my character at all
Yeah.
because I it was just it was fine.
Yeah. Well, still, it sounds interesting. I probably won't be picking it up, but I mean, to
Yeah,
all of you out there who have, I mean, there we go.
yeah.
Um, Anything else you've been playing you want to go over? Because
That's
I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat as last week. Still playing Pokemon. Still playing No More Heroes. Still playing Borderlands. Mine hasn't changed on that. I am almost done with Pokemon, so that's a cool thing. I'll probably be done with that. I'll have more to say next week, but nothing really new for me. I'm playing the same shit.
um yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much it. I did go back to Visage, the horror
Yes.
game I was playing.
Yeah.
Um the game's good. Um I think I said it last week. I'll say it again. Like this is probably the best PT clone I've ever played. Like
You
it's
said that about Layers of Fear, so would you
yeah.
again put this over Layers of Fear for sure?
But Layers of Fear is not really a PT clone. Layers of Fear is more of
Ah,
its own thing.
okay.
This takes this is directly inspired by PT.
Okay.
Um, but not in a way that's like, man, you just copy PT, huh? Like there are moments where it does that where it's like, wow, it's clearly from PT, but it also does a lot of its own unique stuff, and it's just it really fucks with you
Yeah.
pretty much. It fucks with you, and I like it for that. Um, yeah, it's genuinely terrifying. I think so. The last time I played it, I caught a bug, which prevented me from progressing, so I had to quit and wait for an update. Um, they patched it, and then I went back in, and um, yeah, someone was telling me like chapter two, man. Wait until you get to chapter two. That's where it's really fucked. And yeah, got to chapter two, didn't live up to the hype. Uh, the first one was way better. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I don't know. This game is draining. Um,
Well,
I'm
like,
not
is it
gonna
just like it puts you on edge? Like,
that like it's emotionally draining, or mentally draining, and also just like it just doesn't. There's not a lot of direction, so you get lost and
yeah,
you're just
you were telling me
wandering
about that
around.
last week.
Um, so I just gave up. I was just like, I don't really want to do this anymore. Great game, but
Yeah, you still recommend it though. Still on that recommended list.
yeah, definitely, definitely. If you're looking to get scared, this will do it.
That's good.
But you're
That
also
is
gonna
good
get
to hear.
lost and frustrated. So just know that they preface it like before the game starts. They're like, "Hey, this game is difficult and frustrating, so so have your bearings." And I was like, "Okay, cool. It's nice they warn you, but at the same time, now in hindsight, I'm like." Well, it's less hard, it's less difficult than it is just fucking like frustrating. So um, that's what they should have said.
Yeah,
But yeah, I like it though. It's really it's more to it than PT. It's like
yeah.
PT if PT was like a puzzle game.
Hmm.
So
I hear you. Well, I'm glad you still liked it, and that might be worth checking out. I've been wanting to check it out for a while. Probably wait till it's on sale or something.
yeah,
I'm just like I'm playing. I'm so comfortable with the games I'm already playing, but I want to start playing some more shit, so I have more to talk about every week. I'm still
yeah,
playing the same shit I was last week. Maybe I'll pick up that Pokemon DLC, so I have something else to talk about.
yeah. I'm hoping to finish Watch Dogs this week and
Yeah.
start up on Assassin's Creed. So
Oof, that'll be a fun one to talk about.
yeah.
I said sarcastically, but well, here's my beef with Assassin's Creed. Like, I'm not ashamed to admit it, but I feel like Assassin's Creed and most Ubisoft games have this like kind of copy paste open world design, and I feel like Assassin's Creed like does that the worst. Granted, I haven't played some of their more recent games. I haven't played Origin or Odyssey, and I heard those were solid. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll go back and give those a try. Everyone tells me they're closer to like more action RPGs than they are like older Assassin's Creed games.
Good if you like take a break for a while. Like I took a
Yeah,
break from those open world games and then got back into them heavy this year for no
yeah,
particular reason other than I missed out on a bunch of games, so now I'm playing catch up. Red Dead was the
yeah.
other one. Red Dead Redemption 2 I was also playing this year.
Okay,
Um
maybe that's just it then. It's just burnout, and I got to give it a minute to recollect my bearings and get back into it.
yeah, cuz I did play a bit of Odyssey and yeah, I did enjoy that. So,
Yeah, that's good. But let's talk about the reason everybody came in here. We got some new information on the next gen series of systems. Most of it's stuff we've already talked about before, but now we can recontextualize it because we have. It's so close, dude. Like it's so close, and we talked about this before. Like, still no one's like talking about it. Like a lot of YouTubers got an early hands on. They kind of all just touch on the same thing, which I want to know more about it. It's coming out like we have the Xbox coming out November 10th, so like 3 days, and we have the PS5 coming out November 12th, like less than a week. And I just want to know more about it, dude. But I feel like everyone just has the same shit to say.
yeah, it's more so it's both of them are like hiding things still, but it's
Hmm.
more so like PlayStation's been like okay, like you can show the embargo's up, guys, but you can't talk about this, or this. And I'm like, and then like these like outlets are still putting out reviews, but not like telling people. Like I watched the Game Informer review, and then
Yeah.
they took footage from the official like PlayStation videos and then like
Yeah. I
spliced it
saw that.
into their shit. And I'm like, wait, this isn't your video. This is like other video, but you're not like telling people this is not your video. So I don't know. It was weird,
Yeah, I
but
saw that too. It is really weird. And it sucks. It's like, we don't have one, so it's not like we could go over it.
yeah,
We could really touch up on some of the same shit that's going on. Um,
I
same
wanted
price.
I wanted
Sorry.
to like I wanted to do an overview over
Yeah.
of the two consoles,
Okay.
the four consoles actually, because here's the problem. This shit's fucking confusing, man. All right,
Yeah.
like not
Oh yeah.
everyone is in tune with the games like we are.
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine if you're listening to this podcast, you probably know your shit, right? But
Yeah, but the average consumer, the person buying it for their kid, they're not gonna fucking know like
yeah,
what's going
and
on.
the Xbox stuff is extremely confusing because the name is bad. Um,
Yes, what the fuck was up with those names? They already had like an Xbox One S, an Xbox One X, and now it's the Series S, the Series X. Like what, dude? Why?
Actually, I think
Like
if you go on like Amazon and you just search Xbox, the Xbox One S is like the first thing.
it is
Actually, here I
not.
just did it. I just did it here. Yeah, if you just put an Xbox on Amazon, Xbox One S comes up. Xbox One S comes up. That's the second. It's the first two are Xbox One S. Then Minecraft Dungeon, an ad, another Xbox One S, Game Pass, Xbox One S, Xbox One X, a gift card, an Elite Series 2 controller. Where the fuck is the Series? Like, not even on the first page.
I literally typed in Xbox Series S, and the One S still showed up as the first thing, and the Series X was like right underneath it. I don't know. Are they out? Okay, there we go. The Series S is there. It's like the fourth option. It's the One S, the Series X, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Then it's the One S again. Then it's
Yeah,
the Series S.
yeah.
Like
So,
Christ.
but
Like,
I think most people are not going to know what to look for. They're just going to type in Xbox,
yeah.
and that the series, the new consoles don't even come up on the first page, um, which is fucking ridiculous. So this
Yeah.
stuff's super
It's
confusing.
it is super confusing. And like that's what I always hated about Microsoft is their naming conventions have always been fucking stupid. And not just that, but like there's two versions of each of those models, right? There's like a digital and a physical one
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
Series S and X. So already Microsoft has like four consoles. The naming convention's fucking dumb and confusing, and each one does something different. Like it's so granted, so Sony's a little bit better. I mean, it's super simple. PlayStation 4, the newest one's PlayStation 5, like easy to remember. Then there's a
yeah,
digital one and a physical one, but I feel like I get what Microsoft's trying to do. They're trying to have more models out there so they can cater to more people. The Series X is going to be like the powerhouse one. That's the one that's the system you buy to justify buying your 4K TV. I get it. But the average consumer is like not going to know that. Like they're not going to know the differences in performance, the difference in graphical fidelity, and they should have called it something else. That's just that they should have called it something else to make it more obvious initially.
yeah. Even just searching PlayStation on Amazon, the PS5 doesn't even come up.
Yeah, I'm not
Um,
surprised by that. Like it's
I don't
hard
know
to
how
get
they're like
PlayStations
sorting this
now.
stuff. It says sorted by
Yeah.
featured, but it's still the best seller. Yeah, weird. But so I don't know. I kind of just wanted to just talk about like the differences between these consoles. If anyone's trying to make a purchasing decision here and they're like, "Oh, which one should I get? Which one should I get?" Um yeah, let's talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah. Starting with like price, like if you're just looking straight up like a price, like what to pick up. I mean, the Series S is going to be the cheapest one, like 299. So
Yeah.
if that's the deciding factor, that's it right there.
But okay,
But
so the Series S is a digital only
yes,
console. And
Yes.
the hard drive was what, like 512?
Yes, which is weird because like I get, it's a solid state drive, don't get me wrong. The performance is there, but dude, 512 for an all series console, like especially since like now that we know these games because the 1S can run 4K, right? Or am I making that up?
Yeah, I think it'll upscale, but not like,
Not native 4K.
yeah.
Okay, so not. I was thinking something else then, because if it's all digital, just downloading those games, the 4K textures alone are going to set back your memory so hard. But
Yeah.
if it's not
Well,
native 4K, it's just upscaling, then maybe it won't be as bad. But still, 512 isn't shit. Like
yeah, and
it's
especially
still
since
not
like if
enough.
you wanted to expand that, if you wanted to get that 2 terabyte expansion drive, that's another what, $200. So now
Yeah,
you've already spent more than it would have cost to just get a Series X, which is
yeah,
$499. Um,
yeah. You might as well just get the X at that point, and that's
yeah.
what's ridiculous is these two options. Like one doesn't seem. I don't see the point in having the
So
Series S.
I think if you're just getting one for like your kid, maybe get the Series S.
Maybe,
And
but that kid's gonna come bitching in like a month when he doesn't have enough data to download his shit.
no, he's not. He's not
Especially
gonna.
especially like let's say you're savvy. You get the 1S for your kid because it's the cheaper console. You get Game Pass because it's a good deal. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like you'll be constantly deleting and re-downloading stuff. Like it's not that's so bad. It's a first world problem for sure. But at that point, I would rather just get the X just for the better memory.
Yeah.
But that's also the thing with it. The X is the most powerful out of the three between the PS5 and the
Um.
two Xbox models. It's the
So
most
look, I
powerful.
didn't put I didn't put specs on here
Yeah.
because it's really insignificant, at least at this
Oh yeah.
point. I mean, both consoles are basically the same thing, or at least in terms of the Series X and the PS5. They're basically the same thing. The only difference is the Series X has a faster GPU.
Really, I
Um,
thought it was more to it than that.
no, they're actually all running the same exact hardware.
Oof. Okay, then
It's
never mind
it's
then.
it's just the Series X is slightly faster.
Okay,
Um,
then I take it
and then
back.
we have no idea what effect that's going to have on the games, which is probably none, except for like stuff that's built specifically for Series X might look incredible
Yeah.
compared to like PS5's native shit. But who like
Okay.
that we don't even know yet. So
Yeah.
I don't think
We'll
that's
have to
much
wait
of a
and see.
factor right now. Yeah. One good thing to note about the price of these things, or at least the Xbox, they have a payment plan option
Yeah, I heard about
called
that.
Xbox All Access. So if you buy a Series S, you can pay $25 a month across 24 months. No upfront costs, 0% APR. Same thing with the Series X. I think that's 35. Yeah, $35 a month. Um, so if that's a more appealing option to you, paying it off like over time, that could be that could be worth it. And that also comes with Game Pass Ultimate subscription. So I mean that kind of pays for itself. Like I actually like that Xbox is doing that.
It isn't. It's not a bad idea, and I like that too. Like that was something I was concerned about when I heard about that, but no, zero interest. You have the full package there. You have Game Pass, Xbox Live. Like yeah, that's pretty dope. I would take advantage of that if I was getting an Xbox. Which honestly, real talk here. I might be jumping ahead, but bear with me.
Yeah.
One big thing that I think separates Xbox and PlayStation are the services available. Uh, PlayStation has PlayStation Plus, which is a great service. Don't get me wrong, but Xbox Game Pass though is so good. Like
Yeah.
a very low monthly cost, and you can bundle it with Xbox Live if you want Xbox Live. and get a cheaper price for both of them if you bundle them together. But it's a very inexpensive price, about the same, cheaper than Netflix, and you have this huge access to all of these games. And now with Microsoft owning Bethesda, you have all these Bethesda games on there that not only already exist but will exist later when Bethesda releases them. They'll be coming right to Game Pass. It's like, dude, you can't beat that. Like, you can't beat that. That's an awesome service, and Sony doesn't have that.
I would say if you're looking to buy, if you're trying to decide what to buy and money is a factor, definitely look at the Xbox, because they not only do they have the cheaper console, but Game Pass is just a subscription model. You pay $15 a month, all you can eat buffet of just games. So if you're just looking to play, you know, with any like all you can eat buffet style thing, you get as much as you can eat. Like if you ain't eating, then it's not going to pay off. So you got to eat. You know what I'm saying?
But unlike you can eat buffet though, you find its value very quickly.
Yeah.
Like when I got Game Pass and it was like, oh, Outer Worlds is on there. I mean, that game's still like $50. I got to play it, get my fill from it, and then move on to something else. Like already, if you play like one game a month, which, let's be honest, you're probably not. You're going to be playing more than that.
Yeah.
But if you play one game a month on Game Pass, already worth it. It pays for itself right then and there.
Yeah. But, you know, some people just don't have time for...
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're playing one game a month, like even if it's one game a month, it's still $60 you did not pay.
Exactly. And that's what's great about it. And I think it's to counteract that, I think it's better if people don't have time. Because, you know, if you don't have time to play a game, it's going to suck when you go out, you buy a new game day one, and you don't have time to play it. Or if you do have time to play it, it's like little spurts in between. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but there's some people who like, you know, I just play Destiny and that's it. And they'll just play like whatever MMO. Like, you got to understand, like subscription model games, like these games want you to just play them forever and that be the only game you're playing. So like Destiny and like the Anthems and the Elder Scrolls Onlines and the like the Ubisoft games pretty much.
Like, which is fine, but like if you're not into that, if you're like, you know, I want some variety, especially if you have an Xbox, because Microsoft owns Bethesda and Obsidian and one other studio. I'm for that. My mind's blanking, but 343 is another one. You know, Double the Halo Fine. Games. Double Fine, Rare, exactly. If you like Gears of War, you know, all those games are Xbox exclusive, and they're all coming to Game Pass. Yeah, like it's great. Like already, like you can talk about like I have talked constantly that, you know, what makes a console for me are the exclusives, but when you're getting those exclusives with a monthly subscription, like, fuck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And then the other thing that Xbox has is cloud gaming.
Yes.
The xCloud. So if you don't even want to buy an Xbox, you can stream all those games. All the games we just listed, you can stream to like any device, not any device. Is it only on like Android right now?
I think it's on Android and Windows, but I don't think Apple's doing it because Apple's doing their weird thing.
Yeah, I think they're planning on doing Apple, but
those of you who don't know, there's like this weird situation where Apple's like, oh, well, we can't rate every individual game, so it breaches our terms of service.
Yeah.
Even though you could make the same argument, they can't rate every individual movie that Netflix puts out, but whatever. That's besides the point. Apple's just going to keep being Apple. But yeah, like again, like to reiterate what you said, if cost is a big factor for you, fuck, like this is the most cost-effective way to get into the next-gen systems and play those games as they come out. Because with just that Game Pass subscription, you have a huge library once you take that Xbox home. All you gotta do is wait for the download time.
Yeah.
Which, you know, if you're in an area where there's spotty internet, that could be a huge factor, but that's why we're here to tell you that, you know. But even then, like, with the way gaming is now, day one patches, even for games that are on disc, having spotty internet's going to fuck up your experience anyway. But this is a thing to think about. Like, it took me a while to hop on that Game Pass train. You've been talking it up forever. For like a year straight, you're talking it up. Just get it on Game Pass. Just get it on Game Pass. Why don't you get Game Pass? But when I finally did it, dude, I finally stuck my heels and I'm like, fuck, I never want this to end. This is great. It's a great subscription.
This didn't age well. The Medium, available December 10. We'll talk about that later, but it's not December 10 anymore.
No, it is not. A lot of games got postponed, which we will talk about later. Sony, I don't want to shit talk like Sony the whole time, because they do have some pretty good stuff. Their PlayStation Plus collection is a really good deal. You already have that PlayStation Plus subscription to play online. You get those 2 free games a month, plus this huge like collection of like 20 something games.
Yeah, 20 the last gen games.
Yes, that's something I want to talk on. They're all last gen games. Granted, they're supposed to have better performance to run the PS5, but they're still last gen games. Mortal Kombat X, not 11, which just came out, but X. Last of Us 1 is on there. Not Last of Us 2, Last of Us 1.
Yeah. Now, look, I will say, if you haven't played any of these games, if you haven't played any of these games, then the clear advantage is Sony has the better games, right? Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
Yeah,
they've got the better games.
Yeah, for every like Halo Microsoft puts out, Sony puts out God of War, Spider-Man, fucking Last of Us, anything Naughty Dog puts out. Like, let's be honest here. If we're talking just pure like quality, Sony's got it. But quantity, Microsoft's got quantity.
Yeah. So like, if you just want to play games, man, go Game Pass. But if you want to play like some real blockbusters, Sony's got those. Even though they're last gen games, those are some of the best games of the generation.
So. Yeah, like there's still some good games on there, man. Like, again, like Last of Us is a fucking, like, that's a classic. I think people, controversial opinion, I think people will be talking about Last of Us and Last of Us 2 in like 10, 20 years, the same way we talk about like Mario and Tetris, like today.
Yeah,
I really think so. And I don't think it's a controversial opinion to say that now that I said it out loud. Yeah. But again, like, these are last gen games. Like, these are games that have already come out, people have played and enjoyed. Bloodborne's on there. That game came out like 5-6 years ago. Like, you know, like there's some old games on there, which is fine. They're still good games, but here's my devil's advocate to that.
Dominic Schmidt in the chat. You know, we do this live. Gameoverse.com/Twitch. Gameoverse.com/YouTube.
What up, Dom? I want, if you disagree with me, like, tell me this, but if you're upgrading from a PS4 to PS5, let's say you've been like a Sony fan, you've had PlayStation Plus already, chances are you've already played most, if not all, of these games, man. Like,
yeah.
Like looking through the list, like, where's that fucking list? Hold on.
But there was a list here, and now there's not. So, oh no, their site is just broken.
But just from memory, I'm pulling up the list now, but just from what I know from memory, I have already played most of them. Bloodborne I already played. Fallout 4, Final Fantasy 15, God of War, Infamous, Last of Us, Monster Hunter World, Mortal Kombat X, Persona 5, Ratchet and Clank, Resident Evil 7, Uncharted 4, Until Dawn. Most of those games were either free on PlayStation Plus or were like these huge Sony games that if you had a PlayStation 4, you bought that game. So I think these are great if you're like moving from Xbox to PlayStation. That's great. You have all these great games that Sony has to offer. But if you already had a PlayStation 4 going up to PS5, chances are most of these games aren't going to like interest you. Like, and that's what's so hard. And this is coming from someone who, like, you know, I don't have all the time in the world to play all these games. So it's not like I'm some gamer with no life. Like, I have a wife, I have a full-time job, and in the time between that, I still found time to play these games as they've come out. That's how old these games are. And
Yeah.
if I don't think I'm in the minority saying that. And I don't think it's a controversial opinion to say that. That most people, if you had a PlayStation 4, you probably already played most, if not all, of these games.
Yeah.
So I want to ask again, like, who is that for? You know what I mean?
It's for the newcomers,
Yeah,
pretty
that's what it
much.
sounds like.
And then they also have PlayStation Now, which is their streaming service.
Oof, you
Um,
talk about that.
it's not PlayStation Now isn't that bad. I've used it a little bit, and it's like the thing is it's PS3 games mostly.
Yeah,
They've started adding. There's a few PS4 games on there. I know. Like The Last of Us Remastered is on there. Beyond Two Souls is on there. Or what was the other one? Detroit is on there.
yeah.
You have a
Which,
few
like,
PS4 games.
I haven't played PlayStation Now in a while. I remember trying it when it first came out, and it was dog shit. But apparently they've improved it a lot since then. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. If it's improved, it might be worth looking into.
Yeah,
But again, dude, like, how much is PlayStation Now? Like $15 a month, $10 a month, something like
it's
that.
expensive. It's a lot.
Exactly, for the same price. Actually, you know what? Let's look it up right now because I don't want to be wrong here. PS Now cost $20 a month for if you do the
Oof.
per month subscription. $20 a month. You can pay $100 for a year.
See,
Now,
and that's
Game
the thing
Pass.
with Game Pass. You can get Game Pass, and you get not only do you get an all-you-can-eat buffet of games you can just download, but you also get the cloud gaming is included with that.
Yup, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we're talking just cost versus benefit here, dude. Like, it makes PS Now look like like a subpar service. Like,
Yeah,
there's no comparison. Game Pass is the better service, and it sucks that Sony's kind of sticking to their guns here. That, like, no, like, we're gonna stick with what we're doing, and it's like, dude, I don't know. You can't compete with that. Like, you have nothing to compete with that with. So again, that comes down to it. If cost is the issue, like, Xbox has got the better. If you're talking about cost, if you're talking about just quantity, like value to how many games you're getting, it's got it. And you can argue it's got the quality too, because Bethesda's already announced like all their games are going to come to Game Pass,
yeah,
and all of
quality.
Obsidian's games are going to come to Game Pass. Like if we want to talk quality too, like we got a bunch of quality games coming out to Game Pass. You're gonna have to pay a dime for. When Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, I can play it without having to drop $60 to go get it. I can play that game day one without having to pay $60. When if another Doom sequel comes out, I can play that day one without having to go pay $60.
Yeah. So
Granted, I won't be getting, like, God of War Ragnarok, but yeah, dude, like, there's some quality games out there. Just you pay this little subscription a month and you still get them. Like, and this is coming. I'm not a Microsoft guy. I've been a Sony guy for years now, and even I can see the value and like what Xbox is bringing to the table here.
yeah. So then, like, what else do these things do?
Yeah.
Series S and X have this thing called Quick Resume,
Yes.
which is really cool. It allows
Oh
you to
yeah.
just quickly jump between multiple games without having to quit them or reload them. So, you can be playing Gears of War and someone will send you an invite to Halo and you're like, all right, let me load up Halo. And you jump into Halo for a couple rounds and then you're like, all right, that was some good Halo. And then you jump back into Gears and it picks up right where you left off. You don't
Hmm.
have to save your game and like quit. You jump right back in where you load off, just basically like a save state. And you can do that with up to, I think I've seen like up to 5 or 6 games at a time, just jumping in and out, in and out, in and out, which is really cool. Um,
It is cool.
Recently, on PS4, I played through, like we just said, I played through Spider Man. I
Mhm.
played through uh, Final Fantasy VII Remake and The Last of Us Part 2. I played through all of those without ever quitting the game without ever like just putting them in suspend, just trusting, trusting the system to
Hmm.
suspend my game properly and trusting the autosaves. Um, but the entire time I was playing those games, I could not load up anything else if I wanted to
Yeah,
just continue. So if we wanted to play some Fall Guys, which like is fun, but like I can only take like 2 or 3 rounds of Fall Guys before I'm like done. It would be nice if I could just like load up some Fall Guys, get a couple rounds in, and just jump right back into Final Fantasy
yeah,
without dropping, like without having to wait through the splash screens and load times and all that shit. Um,
exactly. And I love that feature about it. Do you know if it only works for games or like any like onboard app? Like let's say I'm playing a game, wife comes home, she wants to watch Netflix, I can boot up Netflix, and then when she's done, just get right back to my game.
um, that's a good question. I mean,
Yeah,
it'll suspend your game, so if she like loads up Netflix, it's not going to break your game.
yeah.
Um, but like you're saying, like will Netflix pick up where it left off if you jump back into Netflix?
I mean, probably not,
There's
but
like
I
no
don't care
load
about
times in
Netflix.
Netflix.
Yeah, like
And Netflix
I
doesn't
was
have
gonna
to
say, like
load and shit.
yeah, like that's what I mean. Like I don't care about Netflix, but
Yeah.
like even that's a good feature. Like let's say like you're playing, you're playing your game, you got to go to work. Imagine this scenario: you're playing your game. You suspend it for the night because you got work in the morning. You go to work in the morning, do your thing. You come home, play the game a little bit. Then you remember, oh, the new episode of The Mandalorian dropped today. So you stop your game, watch Mandalorian. That was a good episode. Get right back to your game. Like
Yeah.
that's so convenient. Like that's
Yeah.
awesome. Again, like as an adult, as a working adult, like these features are fucking awesome. Like that is something I love to hear. Like as I got older, I started to value convenience more, and I love seeing that. That's so cool.
And then the PS5's big new feature is that dual sense controller,
Hmm. Which
which sounds fucking awesome. Like I am sad that I cannot try that right now. Um it's not from the sounds of people saying about it, it sounds extremely revolutionary. Like it sounds like the next big thing. It sounds like this is gonna be a thing that everyone's gonna copy. Like I'm sure Xbox is gonna have a thing that will do this
so
soon and like
explain what DualSense is, because I thought it was like
okay,
the Switch is like HD Rumble, but I've been told it's more than that, a lot more than
it's HD Rumble, but what if it fucking worked? What if it did the
that. Okay.
thing? Like, what if it did exactly what they said it would do? That's dual sense. And what if it did that
Okay.
and more? So like, it's haptic and it's tension triggers. So the haptics, the vibration is basically when it vibrates, it actually feels like it's vibrate, like when your character's walking on like sand versus glass versus stone. You can feel the subtle differences in the vibration that texture would feel like if you were walking on
Okay.
it, or
That is cool.
like if you were pulling back a bow, you would feel the tension in the trigger like get tighter as you drew the bow. Um, and they
Okay.
said from what people were
And
saying, it's
and
like
it,
incredible.
and it actually works. Like that's the most incredible thing. It actually works and it makes a difference.
Yeah. The Verge has a really good video on it where they actually they're playing Astro's Playroom and they put the controller to like a really sensitive like ASMR mic, so you can hear the difference in the vibration audibly. Versus when
Ooh.
he's walking on sand and he's walking on glass, and you can actually hear it. It sounds like he's walking on sand and glass from the vibration. It's like it's
Ooh, I'll have to check that
crazy.
out. I'll have to
Yeah.
check that out. That sounds cool as shit. Okay, so
Um,
that's cool. It's good to hear it's not just a gimmick.
yeah.
Um,
The thing
that is
is
cool.
though, the thing is how many this is a feature that third parties are gonna have to take advantage of.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up.
From what I heard, even in Spider-Man, it sounded like Spider-Man wasn't really like Spider-Man did use the feature, but it seemed like from what I heard about it, it wasn't as revolutionary.
Or
The
wasn't
like
as utilized.
their implementation in Spider-Man wasn't as good as like the showpiece in Astro's Playroom was. Um,
Gotcha.
so
'Cause I was about to bring that up too, because like if it's up to devs to like work it in, like if you're like Ubisoft, you're making multiple versions of your game. Like, how much are you really going to use that feature?
Yeah, but
Unless
like
Sony like wants to give them a kickback, like, hey, here's some money, like use that feature.
yeah, but like I've heard some really cool like scenarios brought up where it's like if you're playing Hitman and you're like strangling a dude and you pull the trigger and it gets tight before it bottoms out, and then when his neck snaps, it like you can feel it snap in the trigger. Like that'd be fucking like
Ooh,
cool.
that would be
Like stuff
cool.
like that is like, or like when you're like shooting a weapon and you like feel it like you can feel it click in your hand or some shit, or like when you're out of ammo, there's a different feeling to the trigger pull than when you
Yeah.
like you can like eliminate UI in a way that that you're casting magic and then you're like your magic is gone. It'll feel different, shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
There's
there's
cool
a lot of ways
scenarios.
to use it. It just comes down to like how they use it. And I
Yeah,
would love to see that. I mean, like, I don't want to be the devil's advocate here, but the Wii U had a lot of really cool ideas too that nobody used. So,
yeah, yeah. That
I mean,
that's
we'll
the
see what
thing.
happens. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Granted, Sony's got a bit more market pull, I would say now than what Nintendo did when they released the Wii U.
Yeah,
So we'll have to wait and see what they do with it. I'm excited to see what happens next. Like anytime there's new gaming stuff, dude, I get excited. I am
yeah.
really excited to see what happens. One thing that does bum me out though, and this was next in we had talked about this a couple weeks ago, I remember. Excuse me, the hiccups. But Jim Ryan, the CEO of PlayStation, had said that VR will not be a meaningful part of gaming.
Actually, this is
And it will,
new. Actually, so
yeah,
he actually we might have like touched on this a little bit, but he actually
yeah,
came
that's
out
what
and
I mean.
confirmed this.
Like we were talking
Uh,
about, like nobody was promoting VR. Nobody had talked about VR when they were showing off the PlayStation. So you're like, what? Is it not happening? And sure enough, there it is. They did admit that it will remain for backwards compatible with PS4 titles, but you'd be playing the PS4 version. So,
yeah,
like the
his
example he gave was like No Man's Sky. You have to fully install the PS4 version of No Man's Sky to play in VR, but you wouldn't have the PS5 benefits that comes with unless you had the PS5 version installed
yeah.
too.
So PS5 lets you. Here's this is fucking crazy, dude. So
Yeah.
PS5 lets you install both versions of those games. So like if you go to like the No Man's Sky page, you can install like it's going to have a PS5 version. They've already shown that.
Yeah.
You can install the PS5 version of that game, but you can also install the PS4 version uh, for whatever reason. I know that this game has a specific reason because if you want to use those VR features at all, then you're going to need that PS4 version
Exactly.
installed. But like for other games, I'm not sure why you would want to do that unless there was like a very specific reason. Uh, it's weird though because I know Xbox it just gives you like, oh, you're on a Series S, okay, here's that version. Oh, you're on a Xbox One, here's that version. Oh, you're on a Series X, here's that version. It just feeds you whatever you need at that time because it knows what you're running.
Yeah, and that's weird to me. Like, again, I don't see why you'd want to have multiple versions on your PS5.
This VR stuff is insane to me. Not insane, but it shows what their I don't know the
Priorities
future
are.
of yeah. I don't know. I've always said that biggest crutch that PlayStation VR seemed half-assed from the beginning because
Yeah.
they were using PS3 peripherals uh
Hmm.
and they're like VR implementate. Like I don't know why they like their whole thing just needs to be reworked, which I'm sure they're planning on, right?
Yeah.
Like they're planning on like just a huge revamp and rework of VR just for PS5. They have to be because the biggest crutch of that thing was the fucking PlayStation Move controllers, which like where we're at in VR, that's not the play. So I think this is I don't know. It's a weird choice to just have it not work at all, but
Yeah. I mean, that's why we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they'll implement something else later, but it seems like everyone's cashing out of VR right now, which is a bummer because I think VR has some really cool ideas And I think it could have been something revolutionary if everyone stuck with it. I mean, it's still pretty big in the PC space, so maybe it'll see a comeback if it becomes more popular on PC, but
Yeah.
we'll have to wait and see, man. It is weird to me though I mean, it's still there, but you got to download like an older version of the game to do it.
And then keep both versions installed on your system, which
Exactly.
is a thing. I mean,
And
like hard drive
another,
space is limited as it
yeah.
is. So to
And I
install
got to
two
ask
versions of
too.
the same game is just fucking insane.
Exactly. And I got to ask too, like, would progress carry over between the two games? Because like, if you have like on PC, for example, if you have like
Oh yeah.
Kingdom of Amalur Reckoning and Kingdom of Amalur Re-Reckoning Edition, they're two different games. You don't carry over your progress on them.
Or Control versus Control Ultimate Edition,
Exactly. Like, so
which
what's gonna happen there? Like, will the progress carry over, or are you just like you're gonna have two different campaigns going if you want one VR and one like PS5?
that's
Like, I don't know.
interesting. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of when I heard this. I mean, we'll have to wait and see what happens. I know games like No Man's Sky might implement something because of that feature, but maybe not. Like, we don't know. Like, it's not up to them to do it.
Yeah.
There's no one like twisting their arm telling them to do it. So maybe, you know, and they're different games too. Like that's the thing, they are different games. So why would progress carry over? I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully we'll get some more information on that, but we'll see.
But at least PS5 has a VR solution, even if it's not great.
Mhm.
Xbox doesn't at all. So if you're looking to buy any of these consoles and VR is a factor whatsoever, then PS5, even, it'll do it, but you're gonna have to jump through some hoops.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Um, moving on, vape pens. Why'd you
Yeah.
put this here?
Oh, because this is important. People need to know this. I think there's a lack of this information out there, and people need to know. Uh, the Xbox Series X is confirmed will charge your vape pens, and the console does not. The console can be off.
Yes. Well, the PlayStation will charge your vape, but the console needs to be on.
Yes. So if that's a deciding factor for anyone, now you know.
Which, joking aside, it really could be.
It could be, yeah. I
I mean,
know,
we've already
the
discussed like these
Switch,
consoles are super similar,
the
so
Nintendo Switch was doing it before anyone. So
yeah, we'll have to wait and see then. Moving on to our quickies, kind of, because there's a lot to go over.
yeah.
Um, PS5 will not support SSD storage expansion at launch.
So
Uh,
okay, actually, I want to go back a little bit.
oh
Um,
yeah,
the I didn't put this in the thing because it wasn't really confirmed yet, but uh, the quick resume thing. Giant Bomb said that they received like this thing. They were like talking about the Series X, and they said that the quick resume would not be ready at launch for Series X games, but backwards compatible games would be. So again, I couldn't find anywhere that confirmed that information, but uh, just know a quick resume might not be ready. Like there were people they were testing the consoles and they were testing out quick resume and it wasn't working. And then they found out, oh, it's disabled for like last minute. They disabled the quick resume feature, like for everyone. And then they had like a note that said, "Hey, it's not going to be ready at launch, so calm down. We're working on it." So, um, but yes. So now also the PS5 will not support a feature. Their SSD storage expansions will not. I guess they just disabled it in the firmware. So even if you put something in the slot, which they've showed the console breakdown. They showed if you remove like the top panel, you can easily get to the SSD expansion slot and just slot in a an M.2 standard M.2 SSD in there. Um, yeah, they said it's disabled, entirely disabled, and in the firmware. They said this is reserved for a future update, basically. So, um, disappointing if you're buying any of his consoles and you're not, if you're carrying over, especially if you're carrying over, like if you got a huge PS4 library that you just want to copy over, you want to copy over all your save data, and you were planning on just throwing something in there. I remember Mark Cerny said that there was going to be um there's going to be rated drives for the thing, but as far as I know, there's no drives that are rated yet. There's going to be an approved list, he said. um yeah, Cerny suggested off-the-shelf SSDs would need to deliver more than 5.5 gigs a second. um I don't think there's anything there that does that yet. Um, did we lose Dick? Is Dick here?
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, there
Hello?
you go.
What the fuck happened? My cat was jumping around on my desk. I think she might have like done something.
All
I don't
right,
know.
all right. Well,
But
you're
I'm
back
still
now.
here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is disappointing. And then this Verge article kind of breaks down some of the install sizes that have been confirmed already.
Hmm.
Um, and people are already, every video I've looked at that showed the PS5 UI and have showed like the storage that they had left, even before the things even launched. It's always like, yeah, you've got 67 gigs left, or
Oh my god.
and I'm like, the thing's not even out yet. I mean, of course they're downloading everything and trying to demonstrate stuff, but
Yeah.
just a thought, like, you can't expand it at all. Another thing that Giant Bomb showed was that you can't even use an external drive. You can hook up an external drive like via USB, and that'll work fine. But you can't even put PS5 games on it. Like, even just to store it, not even just to play off of it, because they already said you can't play games off of them. But even just like to store, like, it's just pure storage, just to say like, I'm not going to play this for a while, just put it on this drive. You can't even do that, which is
Oh,
fucking
it's so
ridiculous.
frustrating. Yeah, and like that's going to be a huge deciding factor too. Like, I mean, one, you probably can't even get a PS5 at launch now. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
If you haven't dipped in yet, you're probably not going to get one. But those of you who were lucky enough to get one, I mean, have fun with subpar storage until that firmware update goes through.
Yeah, which they haven't confirmed a date for that yet. So,
Yup.
which they haven't even
So
confirmed any drives that'll work for it yet. So, even if it did work, you wouldn't even have a drive that would work for it right now. So,
yeah.
it's it's just crazy. Like, it seems like they're just making shit up as they go along here with these launches. Both of them. More more so PS5 than Xbox, as Xbox seems like most of their stuff is ready. Um,
Yeah.
but it's going to be very interesting when these things launch, and like there's just millions of people out there banging at it, and just all the issues that are going to report it. Like, Twitter's going to be hot, dude. Like, Twitter is going to be hot
Oh
on the
yeah.
10th.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I'll have to, and we'll be here, dude. We got another.
yeah,
We got another podcast fucking next week. 2 days after the PS5 launches, like 4 days after the Xbox launches. And we're gonna have a lot of like hearsay from everybody who got one, like what the real deal is, and I'm
yeah.
excited to hear that.
Because like all these reviewers have theirs, but it's such a small sample size that I've already heard PS5s were crashing in the review
Oof.
units. Um, so like hopefully they iron all this stuff out before launch, or there's gonna be a lot of problems. But yeah, so that's that one. Also, so we talked last week that Rockstar bought uh the Crackdown developers.
Yep.
Now Take Two, which owns Rockstar, is buying Codemasters.
Yes, I did see that. Explain, because I don't know what Codemasters has done.
Um, well, okay. According to Reuters here, which is not a video game site, it's more like a business site. But Codemasters is known for its Formula One games for the
Oh, that
PlayStation
explains
4.
why. That
Um,
explains why I don't know about them.
well, no, I'll tell you, these guys don't know video games at all. This was written by someone who doesn't know what Codemasters. They just YouTube searched Codemasters and just saw the first thing that popped up. Codemasters, they do the dirt games, um, dirt rally. They do Formula One,
Yeah.
but they don't only make PlayStation 4 games. I don't know why they put for the PlayStation 4. Um, but yeah, they do racing games for all consoles, not just PS4. But
Looking at their repertoire, I see they did some of the Overlord games too. So I don't know. Maybe if we take two buying them out, we might see some like Overlord games coming out now because there hasn't been a new one since like 2015.
nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
I've never played Overlord, but I've heard there's a fan base for them.
I'd imagine they're gonna bring them in to, like they're getting these developers who are good at a certain thing. Like the Crackdown guys are good at open world. Codemasters is good at driving. It seems like maybe they're trying to create. They're just trying to bring in like the professional, like some good professionals who are good at their craft, to just focus on creating like if they're making like another GTA game. You get a lot of guys who are good at making a world. You get a lot of guys who are good at making car shit. Maybe they'll bring in like the guys who make Black and get some good guns in there.
See, like now here's the thing. Like we were joking around, like if like the quality of games in the next generation warrants the price bump. But if this is what Rockstar's trying to do, it might be worth the extra $10 to get that next gen game.
Yeah.
If we could have like a Grand Theft Auto that has like everything like perfected and as like good as it could possibly be.
Yeah, because they're always like lacking in like the driving, especially in those games. Is always like people. That's like one of the most criticized things, like the driving in those games and the movement, like the walking.
The movement's really awkward because like it's trying to do that like realistic, like Uncharted style movement where like everything feels really weighty and realistic.
Yeah,
but it's like too weighty and too realistic. It comes off really awkward and stiff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So it'll be cool to see, like, if they have other developers come in who perfected like these specific features and have them working on just that for that game. It might be pretty cool to see, man. I'd be excited to see what happens.
Or maybe they're just making business moves. Codemasters is like they're not like in trouble. Like they've been doing well for themselves. So it's not like those Crackdown games, not so much. But Codemasters is like huge. So that's a big one. So interested to see where that goes.
Exactly. And that'll be cool to see like where they go with it. You're right. Maybe they are just making moves right now. But we'll see. We know who's not doing good though. Sega Sammy.
This is crazy. Yeah.
There's no way around it. They're not doing so hot, and they're calling for 650 staff to voluntarily retire. Which got me thinking, like, why are you asking them to retire, not just laying them off? And that makes me think that maybe there's like, if they voluntarily leave.
Well, they're going to, but it's nicer if you ask them to volunteer before you just go around just firing motherfuckers at random. So
it's just it's shitty like that it has to happen, but good on them for going around to people asking them to voluntarily retire. And it's not like they're just telling them, see ya, good luck. People who do applicants have until December 25th to apply and leave the company on February 28th. And the ones who do will receive a payment for like a retirement allowance for leaving the company. and they'll actually support them in searching for new employment. So it's not like they're just getting laid off and left out to dry. Like they're getting a nice settlement package, and they're going to help them find other employment.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It's cool of them to
Yeah.
do that.
I mean, it's certainly more you would get. It's more than you would get in the United States. So
Yeah, a lot more. So as shitty as that is, like it is nice of them to do that for their employees. That does go a long way.
Yeah.
It just sucks that it's happening. I mean,
it just from what it sounds like they've been getting hit with this COVID-19 has like struck them pretty heavily over the past couple months. They actually last week they sold off their arcade significant amount of their arcade section. They had a huge arcade in Akihabara, and they had to close it down.
Yeah, I heard about that, and it sucks that they're getting hit so hard with it. Just another fucking cat keeps climbing up on my table. I don't know if you can hear her like scratching up and climbing up here. The other day, she jumped on my computer and turned off my computer while I was playing a game, so I'm trying to make sure she doesn't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it sucks that it's happening, and this is the reality we live in, dude. Like COVID-19 is hitting. If you didn't think it was real before, like here it is, man. We got huge companies like in very bad situations. Like everyone wants to joke around, like, oh, AMC's like going out of business because no one wants to watch movies anymore. But this is Sega Sammy, dude. Like, you know, Sega's been around forever. This is a merger of Sega and Sammy Software. And this is shitty to see that happening. Like, especially since like you think like video games are doing great right now, but a big chunk of their business does come from like arcades, you know, Patch a Slot, Pachinko, and no one's going out and doing that now. It sucks. It's shitty that it's happening, regardless of how you feel about Pachinko games. It's shitty that it's happening. And a lot of people are losing work over it. It sucks.
So yeah, I hope these guys, you know, hope they find somewhere better.
Yeah, me too. In some good news though, BioWare did announce the Mass Effect Legendary Edition with the trailer. Which, I mean, we've heard rumors of it already. We've been hearing speculation of it. I think there was like a leak where the ESRB got like they accidentally leaked that they had ratings for the game already. This has been like a well-known secret for a while, but it's good to finally get confirmation from BioWare. I am a huge fan of Mass Effect. I've not lied about that. I have mentioned that a couple times on the show that I love Mass Effect. I play through the trilogy at least once every couple years, and I still love those games. Even Mass Effect 1, which people like to shit on a lot, I still love it. And it is cool to see this remaster coming out, or this Legendary Edition coming out. It's supposed to feature, it's going to be playable on PS4, so the current gen, next gen, and PC. It's going to have updated textures, updated visuals, 4K resolution for systems that support it. It's really cool to see, man. I love me some Mass Effect, and I love seeing that this game's coming out. Although the pessimist in me is kind of worried because I own Mass Effect on PC already, and I've modded Mass Effect 1 for sure, like a lot, so the game could run at a better graphically. It could look a lot better, more on par with what we're seeing now for modern games. So I'm wondering, like, you know, how much is this Legendary Edition really going to improve the visuals? You know, is it going to be better or worse than what a team of modders put up for free? You know what I mean?
I would imagine it'll look better. My thing is I don't really care about how it. I mean, the looks are fine, but are they going to like improve? Are there going to be quality of life improvements? Because when you talk about Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, you're talking about like, I don't know, like 10 years worth of game franchise here, where each next game is drastically different than the last.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Like, what is there to improve? Because granted, Mass Effect 1 had a lot of stuff that could have been that was improved with Mass Effect 2. and
Yeah.
then 2 had a lot of stuff that was improved with 3. But how far back are they going to go? Like, are they going to completely change Mass Effect 1 and have it play more like 3? Or are they going to keep it the same game, warts and all, weird, hilarious physics, funny graphical twitches here and there? I don't know. I don't know how far they're going to go with this remaster here. And for someone who likes Mass Effect, I do love all 3 games. I love them all to death. And even some of the dumb stuff people don't like about Mass Effect 1, like its archaic inventory system, is super annoying. The physics engine is fucking hilarious. If you play a Biotic and you're like pushing people with your Biotic powers, it is hilarious. The ragdoll effects are so goddamn funny in Mass Effect 1. And I would be kind of disappointed if they fixed that, like...
Yeah.
At the same time, the Mass Effect, the ragdoll physics were fucking annoying, because if someone hit you with that shit, it took you forever to like ragdoll and get back up, and you're getting the shit shot out of you the whole time. Like, I get it. I get like there's a lot of contention there with that. So right now I'm just speculating. Maybe they won't even touch it. It'll just be like some UI changes, some graphical changes. I don't think it's going to be this huge like quality of life improvement like people are expecting it to be. But we'll wait and see, man. They might surprise us. I mean, EA. I mean, we all know about EA. Like, they don't have the best track record doing what people want, and we'll have to wait and see what they do with Mass Effect. The thing I'm worried about is I own all 3 games on Origin already. I own them on PC. So what's going to happen for me when that Legendary Edition comes out? Am I going to get like a discount to upgrade to the Legendary Edition?
EA's been pretty good with that stuff. Like, I remember when I don't know, the only other example I have for that is Burnout Paradise. When that remaster came out, it was like $5 if you already had it on EA. Steam, not so much, but if you had it on Origin, it was like $5.
Okay, so that might be worth looking into then. Maybe if it's like a small dollar amount to improve it, it might be worth looking into. But these are the same people who had like a sale, like, oh, get the Mass Effect trilogy now on sale, but they didn't discount the DLC.
Yeah, I wonder. Did they say those multiplayer modes are gonna be in there?
Right now they confirmed that the DLC is all going to be in there, as well as all the promotional weapons and armor and stuff. The pre-order bonuses, that's all going to be in there, but nothing yet when I was reading about the multiplayer. Which is fine for me, because I always felt like the multiplayer was kind of shoehorned in anyway. I didn't really feel like it was that worth looking into.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised. A lot of people drop dime on that shit. I'm like, ooh, crazy. Actually, I think I did too, but
I mean, we'll see. It's not set to come out till spring 2021, so that's still a long ways away.
Yeah.
But I'm excited, man. I love me some Mass Effect. Mass Effect Andromeda was kind of disappointing to me for reasons I've already gone into, and I don't want to make this podcast take another hour. But it'll be cool to see, man. It'll be cool to see this remaster come out and what they do with it. Especially since, like, again, I already own it on PC. I've dumped hundreds of hours into it, so I want to see how they handle that transition from the standard game to the Ultimate Editions on PC. But we'll see, or the Legendary Edition on PC, but we'll see. In other news, Control Ultimate Edition. What are you fucking around with, dog? Jesus. Control. Did you hear that? Like, that shit she like threw? I don't know what that was. She like picked up something and threw it. In other news, Control Ultimate Edition, which was supposed to come out at launch, was delayed for next-gen systems to early 2021.
It's a sadness, man.
I mean, Control, joking aside, Control's a fun game. Control's a really good game.
Yeah.
I have talked about it. I really liked it. I still got to go back and finish it because I do like the game. There was some shit they were doing where, you couldn't upgrade to the Ultimate Edition if you already bought the game and all the expansions, which was absolutely ridiculous for them to be doing that. But we'll see. Hopefully,
maybe they'll find a way to fix that with this delay. I don't know.
Hopefully, and that's what I'm hoping for. Sorry, my cat keeps fucking throwing stuff everywhere. Jesus, cat. She's been in this mood the past like week where she just like climbs on everything and knocks stuff over. She didn't used to do that. I don't know where it came from, but
She knows you can get a reaction out of you.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know. She's annoying the fuck out of me though. Hopefully this delay will fix that. Honestly, Control was a good looking game when it came out, dude. And I think it's gonna be one of the better looking games to come out on the next gen consoles too.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be worth the wait. It sucks you have to wait, but I think it might be worth it if they can polish it up a little bit more. In other news, and we kind of mentioned this a little bit, the Medium got delayed to next gen consoles.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was supposed to come out this year in December. That got pushed to early 2021. How early, we don't know yet. Could be January, could be March. We don't know. To those of you who don't know, The Medium is a horror game. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a horror game.
By Bluebird, by the guys that made Layers of Fear.
Yeah. Which I know a lot of people have been excited for, especially people who've played and liked Layers of Fear. It was set to be an Xbox exclusive. It looks creepy as fuck. The Medium.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is this was like one of their only, I mean, if not their only exclusive games coming out like launch window. Now they really have nothing. I mean, aside from like Yakuza, but you can get that elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. But Yakuza is going to be on Game Pass, so like that's cool. But
yeah,
I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, we talked about this earlier, man. If you want quality, that's what PlayStation's got. But if you want quantity, Sony Microsoft has a lot of stuff, but looks like when something drops off, when something gets postponed or is shitty, like you feel it because they have so little exclusives that when something finally does come out, like it doesn't quite hit the mark people are expecting. But we'll have to wait and see, man. We'll have to wait and see what happens with Medium. Set to come out early 2021. I hope it's still does pretty well. I mean, Bluebird did some great work with Layers of Fear. I know a lot of people liked it a lot. You liked it a lot. So I would like to see what they do with that when it does come out, if it was worth that delay. Also in delays, Everspace 2 was delayed to January 2021. Those of you who don't know, Everspace was a like gunship style game that was kickstarted forever ago. People have been talking about this game for a while. It's been one of those games that people have been like really excited to see come out, and it was supposed to come out this year, but it got delayed again to January 2021. But hey, it's not that much farther out, man. It's still around the corner.
Yeah, this is because of Cyberpunk. So
yeah, those of you who don't remember, Cyberpunk got delayed again to December 10th, something like that.
Yeah. So now everyone is trying to get out of the way of that game.
Yeah. Which I don't blame them for, man. Cyberpunk's going to be a force to be reckoned with once that finally drops.
Yeah. I never understood how, like maybe I still don't, but the crossover of like, yeah, like Cyberpunk's going to be very impactful, but you like this game, like Everspace is such like a niche that like there might be some crossover there, but the people who are going to buy Everspace, they're still going to buy Everspace.
Here's the thing to think about too, though. Sure, that would have worked back in the day, but now with streaming and Twitch, I think they're worried too about like once they release Everspace and Cyberpunk side by side, no one's gonna be talking about Everspace for the first like 2 months.
That makes sense.
Like, like if you release this game, like, which is a big deal, Everspace 2, people have been waiting for this game for a while, longer than Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
To finally release that game and Cyberpunk comes and just eats up all of your news, that's all everybody talks about, that'd be detrimental to their game. So that's why I'm not so surprised today. Even there's not a lot of crossover with who's going to buy Everspace and who's going to buy Cyberpunk. the fact that it might hold back newer fans because all they're going to be hearing about is Cyberpunk. By the time everyone's done with that, Everspace will be new hat or it'll be old hat. I can see why they pushed it out. And they're not the only ones to be affected by it, man. Path of Exile delayed their newest 3.13 update to January too. And I doubt there's like any crossover between Path of Exile and Cyberpunk, but here we are. I'm sure when they release that update, they want people to be talking about it. They want people to be streaming it, showing off the new updates features and new updates changes, and that no one's going to be talking about that if they release it the same day as Cyberpunk. But I mean, we'll see, man. Everspace has been something people have been excited for a long time. Good for them to kind of push up that release window, give themselves the air that they need to release. Same with Path of Exile. Path of Exile is a really popular game. People have been telling me all the time to play it because I love Diablo. And a ton of people have been telling me if I love Diablo, I love Path of Exile.
Dude, install it. Install it.
I know.
We'll play.
Yeah, I'm down. I'll check it out. I will install it. You know what? Is it on Steam? I'll just download it right now. And
on Steam, it's free.
There you go. I'll download it right now, and next time I'm free, we'll play it.
We can play it during Extra Life.
There you go. Which we're doing Monday, right?
Yeah. You know what? You might as well download Destiny too.
Okay. All right. I have that on BattleNet, so I'll relog into my BattleNet and re-download it.
No, you don't, because it's not on BattleNet.
It's not on BattleNet. You're right. Fuck, I got that email there. Shifting over. Shit, I didn't do that transfer they wanted me to do, so I don't think I have. Shit. Destiny. Well, it's still free to play, isn't it? Destiny 2?
You can still transfer, I think.
Well, Destiny 2 is on Steam now, so I can just play it on there. So
yeah.
So there we go. I have that option. We can go over that later though. But Path of Exile, good for them postponing it again, giving their updates some time to breathe. Because games like this, free to play games like that, like side note, like they live and die by like the popularity of their updates. They get such a huge surge when a new update comes out, and they kind of ride on that momentum until the next one comes out. So if that gets hampered by another game coming out,
yeah, just look at Warframe.
Yeah, exactly. So if that gets hampered by another game coming out and like fucking eating up all their airtime, like that would cause some issues, man. Other news, I don't know anything about this because your notes were kind of vague on it, man. But Apex Legends new battle pass was bad. People rioted, and now it was fixed. Are what the notes I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
What do they do? What was wrong with it?
Well, basically, no, they so their new season came out, and the game's out on Steam now, and it's big, it's huge now. But the battle pass, the new battle pass that came with it, people were upset because they just thought it took way too long. It felt like they were just padded it out and tried to like make it take forever to level up. So people were super upset by how long it was taking to level up. So they fixed it. So they outraged. Of course, there was outrage about it, and then they saw it. They're fixing it. They fixed it. So they fixed it.
That's good. I'm glad they fixed it. Sometimes all it takes. Can you hear that fucking construction? Jesus.
Yeah.
Sometimes all it takes to get your way is to bitch about it enough. And if enough people bitch about it, things will change. That's how democracy works.
Yeah.
With that being said, it's good. I mean, if as a consumer, if you don't like it, you have the right to change it. You're the right not to get it. But also at the same time, if it's something you're invested in, and a company like a company that who does Apex? EA, right?
EA, that's a oh fuck. That's a Respawn.
That's the publisher.
Joint.
Yeah, Respawn are the ones who developed it. But a game like Apex Legends, that you're invested in, you totally have the right to like complain about these issues. And if people complain, there we go. We got some changes with it, man. And that's awesome. That's awesome to see. Moving on to videos and trailers, we got a Mass Effect Legendary Edition, got their trailer up. Super vague trailer. I saw it a couple times. It's like a minute and a half long.
Just a
Basically,
teaser.
just yeah, it's a teaser. Like it just says it's coming. It's happening. I was hoping. I know it was too early to expect it, but I was hoping to see some more gameplay, man. I want to see some more gameplay. I wanted to see what enhancements they're talking about in detail. I'll have to wait till we get closer to the release.
Give me your best Rex impression.
Rex, why? Shepard, it's good to see you. I'm Rex.
Pretty good.
I want to have a kid, but I can't because my balls don't work. Because a whole race of fucking space frogs neutered my entire race.
Pretty good.
And nobody talks about that for some reason, even though it's like the biggest point of contention in the whole series. Turned to me there at the end of it with some real feelings.
Pretty good.
Now let's hear your best Garrus impression.
Shepard. Welcome to the Citadel.
Oh my god. Not
good.
bad. You gotta talk about more calibrations, but
oh yeah.
But no, I'm excited for a Legendary Edition. That teaser, again, I wanted more substance in the teaser, not just that it's happening, but that's why it's a teaser, man. Again, when we get closer to release, we'll see some more shit. Side note, we got another video. A new League of Legends game trailer, Ruined King. So what is Ruined King? What is this?
Okay, they announced this at the Game Awards last year. And it is a League of Legends spin-off game. It is a single-player, story-focused, turn-based RPG.
Really?
Yeah. And that's all we know right now. I'm sure there's more to it than that, but I don't know shit about League of Legends. So I know there's characters here. So there's like 5 characters in this game. Ash.
Yeah.
Tetsuo.
Yeah.
That's not his name. Yasuo.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to even pretend I know who you're talking about. I'm just saying yes because I don't play
Misfortune.
I tried playing League once. Some dude called me a racial slur and told me to kill myself, and I never picked it up again.
Yeah, it seems like it could be interesting.
Yeah.
It's a vast departure from what League of Legends is. So
yeah, it might be worth looking into if you're invested in if you're interested in the League of Legends like lore, but you're not interested in the League of Legends everything else. Like that might be worth looking into, man.
Yeah.
We also got a gameplay trailer for Astro's Playroom, which we touched on a little bit. No, it's a launch game, basically like a showcase for the PS5.
It's a showcase game, but don't get it twisted. This is actually a game. It's a game here. Like they made a game, so it's not just like a throwaway. Like, hey, here's a gimmicky thing to play your PS5 with. No, it's like they made a game here. Yeah.
It looks good. I'm excited to see it.
And it's free. It comes with the system, so
yeah. So there you go. I don't want to move too fast. We have like so much shit to go over. Yeah, it looks cool though. Astro's Playroom looks really cool. It's cool to see that coming out with the PlayStation. We also got a Demon Souls, their State of Play trailer. Which, if you don't know, Demon Souls came out on the PS3 like a fucking 100 years ago.
I'll be honest, man. Like this and Astro combined with that like controller, almost making me want to buy a PS5 like now.
Yeah, man. Like Demon Souls looks really cool, and I've been told it's not just like a straight remake. Like there's a lot of quality of life changes that were implemented in the Dark Souls games. And the game's running at 60 FPS.
Yeah.
Like it looks awesome. Like that's
there's really cool. In the performance, but it's one of those fucking like vent a little bit here. Fucking if you're gonna the next generation of consoles. I know we're in like an in-between point here where we're still like porting stuff from PS4 to PS5 and Xbox One, Xbox Series, but like this whole performance mode versus visual mode shit has to stop. Has to
Yeah, I
stop.
agree.
Like there should be no compromise here. Either give me 60 FPS or give me visuals and nothing in between. Um, like make your fucking game and just decide what the balance is between visuals and frame rate and give me that. Now, if you're me, do 60 FPS and whatever you got to do to maintain 60
Yep.
is what we should be focusing on for this entire generation. Like
Yep. I'm the same way. I'm the
the
same
minor
way.
the minor visual upgrades is not worth it in my
Yeah.
opinion. But
I'm the same way, dude. Anything less than 60 isn't worth it. Just don't even bother. And it'll be cool to see like when as developers start to learn more of the hardware, we can probably see more of that later, and that'll be really cool to see.
yeah.
We'll probably we could be doing away with this like performance versus graphics thing later, but we won't know for sure.
Like when dudes want to talk about their console and I just load it up and I play the game and it just works. Well, fucking not anymore, motherfucker. When I gotta like flip through the options and see what like what setting mode I gotta set it to, and
at that point,
like,
it's buy a PC. Like
yeah.
um,
That being said, this game looks fucking phenomenal. I'm a huge Demon Souls fan. Not a huge Demon Souls fan, but it is the only Souls game that I like. Aside from Bloodborne, like this and Bloodborne are like the climax of Souls, in my opinion. The only good Souls games.
And you're that's not a new opinion. You've had that forever.
Yeah.
And it'll be cool to see this come out because it's getting enough quality of life changes. I know there's a lot of stuff in Demon Souls that the game came out like 100 years ago, man. Like there's a lot of changes that can be made that the Dark Souls games have done while still maintaining the challenge and aesthetic that Demon Souls brought to the table.
Yeah.
It'll be cool to see, man. I want to see more of it. That's a damn good launch game there. That's it. It's a damn good launch game.
Yeah. Like Sony's got the better launch here, in my opinion.
Yeah,
in terms of like shit to play on it.
We also have what the hell, Cat? Got stuff over. We also have Mortal Kombat 11's Melina trailer, which I've talked in great detail how I feel about Mortal Kombat 11's new character pack.
You know, I just keep putting these in here just to troll you, right?
I know you do, and it hurts. I feel it. But real talk though, Melina's gameplay looks really interesting. Melina has this weird mix of like traps and like rush down techniques that I've never really seen before in a character. Except for maybe you can argue that cat girl from Skullgirls, what's her name? But she has more like puppet mechanics and trap mechanics.
There's a Skullgirls character in this game?
No, I'm talking about just in gaming in general and fighting games in general. Yeah, sorry for the misunderstanding. But I've never seen this combination of like rush down while also keeping up with these traps and ranged weapons, because they show off a lot of her like kunai, throwing out these kunai, teleporting with them, which is really cool to see. While at the same time, like once she gets up in your face, she's like up in your face, and she has a lot of rush down potential too. I really like seeing that. It looks really cool from a gameplay perspective. I want to play it, but I, in good conscience, cannot give NetherRealm Studios more money for this game.
Yeah.
I say that now, but I'll probably punk out and get it. We'll see.
How do you feel about charge characters?
So they have a place. They have a place. Charge characters. That's a
I never like them.
That's okay. A lot of people don't, but there's a time and place for them. A lot of charge characters, for example, have these really good techniques that they're locked behind these charge mechanics so they can't be abused. And they're meant to be played in a specific way. So, for example, the most common character to look at is Guile. He's a charge character. For those of you who don't know, a charge character is a character you literally charge a move up. You hold your input in one direction for like a second, 2 seconds, and then change directions and hit the input and that uses your move. Characters like Guile, for example, he has 2 charges. One where you hold forward, then release, or you hold back, release forward. You do your Sonic Boom as a long range attack, and then one where you hold down and release up, and that does your charge kick, which is like an anti-air, almost like Shoryuken attack. That was actually made in specific to fight back against characters like Ryu or Ken, because he's more defensive. If you hold back and down, you're already meeting the requirements of your charge attacks. So at that point, it's just reacting to whether you're going to throw a Sonic Boom or you're going to do a Flash Kick. So they have a place. The reason they exist is to offer this new gameplay style. Most of them are really defensive, but I have seen some offensive charge characters that work really well. It's just knowing how to use them. But I don't hate them. They have it. There's a tool for every job. There's a character for every fight. There's a time for everything. There's a time and place for everything. And that's my opinion on charge characters. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
All right, that was more than I asked for, but there you go.
You asked my opinion on charge characters. I gave you my opinion on charge characters, man. Don't ask me questions you don't want to hear the answer to. But we also have some new trailers. Assassin's Creed Valhalla got 2 trailers. There's a gameplay trailer and a Norse mythology trailer, which, all jokes and shit talking aside, Ubisoft does their research with these games.
Yeah.
But they do their research. They're very careful to be not just like accurate, but respectful to whatever country or time period they're representing. The hiccups. And the Norse mythology trailer shows a lot, not just more Norse mythology, but also like Viking lifestyles, Viking culture, and Nordic culture outside of Vikings. It's really cool to see that. And that just goes to show that all joking aside for how they develop their games, the copy and paste design they have for their open world systems, they do their research when they make these Assassin's Creed games. That definitely shows in the Norse mythology trailer.
Yeah, I mean this game looks good. Like I do want to try to. I don't want to play this come Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like I talk a lot of smack about Assassin's Creed and their open world games, but Valhalla looks like fun. Like it looks like a fun action game.
Yeah,
and I'm into that. I would like to see it. I would like to try it, and I'll see. You're gonna pick it up, so I'm gonna watch you play it. And if I like what I see, I might grab a copy too, man. It looks that good. What else we got? We got a new Rainbow Six Siege Operation trailer, the Neon Dawn reveal trailer, which just a teaser for now. It looks like it's coming with some new defenders and some new operations. I don't play Rainbow Six Siege, so I don't have an opinion on this one way or the other. But they are going to have a full reveal tomorrow at 11 o'clock on their Twitch channel. So if you're more interested in Rainbow Six, you can see it there. But I don't know. I'm not a Rainbow Six Siege fan. What about you? Have you ever played the game?
No, but I have it. Never loaded it up. So
yeah. I mean, might be worth looking into for Extra Life, man. We'll see. Although if we tried playing it then, like there have been so many updates since the game released, like we're gonna get fucking swept if we try to play that game now.
Well, there's a PvE mode, which is when I played Rainbow Six, that was the mode I most enjoyed playing was the the hell was it called? I forgot what it was called, but there's an NPC or AI mode that you can do co-op, which I enjoyed the most. Like in Rainbow Six Vegas, that was all I played with my friend. We would turn it up to max difficulty and just try to it was basically just clear every enemy on the map, and you crank it up to max, you die in like one shot. So it made it really tactical.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that might be worth playing then. We can check that out for Extra Life. We'll see. But there you go. If you're a fan of Rainbow Six Siege, got a new Operation trailer tomorrow. Here's something I want to talk about. Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition had a collaboration trailer with Hyde playing their hit song Defeat. The song's dope. I love seeing that, but I also love me some Devil May Cry, man. And Virgil looks fucking awesome. I really, really like what I'm seeing with Virgil. There's a lot of really cool gameplay behind him. All in all, the Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition that's coming out looks to be fantastic. And if you haven't played it yet, like I assure everybody listening right now, play Devil May Cry 5. It is so good. It is pure, just action game bliss. The game relies so hard on gameplay first, even though it has a good story. And if you've been following the Devil May Cry story, it's there. But dude, if you just want to like fuck shit up and feel like a badass doing it, this game does it. And it's got a really good learning curve where it doesn't ever feel too hard. It's about as hard as you want to make it feel. And Virgil looks like it's following more of the same traditions with him. Like he just looks so cool, dude. Like I can't stop a gush about this game. If I keep going, I'm gonna talk all night. But it looks awesome. It looks really cool. I love seeing him fuck shit up, and I'm excited to see him release. I'll probably end up getting that special edition update on PS4 and playing that because I really want to play me some Virgil, dude.
Yeah, maybe I'll. This is another series where I've not gotten into, but I have every game. I just have not played them yet.
All the games are kind of hit and miss. 3 is supposed to be a prequel, so that's a good place to start. But 1 and 2 are kind of rough to get to. 2 more than 1. But 3, 4, 5, all excellent. I have no complaints for 3, 4, and 5.
What about DMC?
DMC is good too, man. Like a lot of people shit talk it, but it's not a bad action game. I went into that game not expecting Devil May Cry, so that's probably why I enjoyed it more. But it's still not a bad action game.
Yeah. All right.
In other trailers, we got a trailer for Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition, which demo's out now for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Those of you who don't know, Dragon Quest XI came out about a year or two ago on PS4. This is the definitive edition with extra story content, extra gameplay content, and it's coming out on PS4 again, Xbox One for the first time, and PC for the first time.
Is this the one you were playing?
This is the one I was playing. It did come out on Switch last year. It was a Switch exclusive for about a year, and I have been playing it. The game is phenomenal. I have talked about this game before. It is a really fun, old-school JRPG. I've compared it to Vanilla Ice Cream. You know, it's the most basic of flavors, but this is like high-end, expensive, gourmet vanilla bean ice cream, and it is as good as it gets for what it does. I cannot talk up Dragon Quest XI enough. I played it on Switch. It's great. It's going to be great on PS4 and Xbox One and PC with better graphical updates, which honestly, the game looks great already. So I can't wait to see what it looks like on a more powerful hardware. It's coming out December 4th. If you don't think it's going to be a cup of tea, play the trailer or play the demo. The demo is not like a small thing. It's up to 10 hours of gameplay, and the demo actually carries over to the game once you buy it.
Sweet.
And those of you who don't want to play the demo, I mean, the game is going to be up on Game Pass when it drops. So
On Game Pass, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. But I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. If you take away anything from this podcast, you should play Devil May Cry 5 and Dragon Quest 11. And that's all I have to say about that. It's a good game. Go check it out. We also got a trailer for the new Dark Pictures anthology game, House of Ashes, my bad. Those of you who don't know, Dark Pictures are the same team, or that's the meta kind of series of games like Until Dawn, Man of Medan. I like these games. I don't know. What's your opinion on them? Because I know like your opinion is probably a little bit different from mine.
I like them. They're
Cool.
They're the real like campy teen horror games. At least that's what they've been. I haven't played the last one, and this one looks even more different than that one. So, it looks interesting though.
It looks super interesting, and I want to check it out, dude. I like what they do because they are legit, like really good stories.
Yeah.
And especially Until Dawn, like the game has such a really campy premise, but it kind of abandons that halfway through in a really clever way. And those of you who have played it know exactly what I'm talking about. Those of you who haven't, go play it. It's really good. That's all I can say. It's good. I'm excited to see what this one brings to the table. We also have Elder Scrolls Online Markarth that has released a new trailer for their Markarth expansion. I haven't played Elder Scrolls Online. Have you played it?
Yeah, it's good.
It's good. Okay, cool then.
It's
Have you
free.
played any of the expansions, or have you just played the base game?
So the thing what they do with the expansions is you can just start any expansion whenever the fuck you want.
Okay,
Like
that's good. I like that.
um so I think I did start the Skyrim expansion uh unknowingly. Like it kind of just throws you in, but it doesn't matter cuz like you can start wherever you want whenever you want. So and everything scales to your level.
That's
So it's
good.
not like, oh, this is a level 50 zone. Like everything scales. So no matter what level you are, it's content made for you.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, it's the game's good. That's all I gotta say. It's good.
Yeah,
It's free. You just buy the expansions, and and then you can just start them whenever you want.
that's good because I want to try it, and now that it's free to play, I definitely want to give it a shot. I know there's a lot of contention when the game came out. A lot of people weren't happy with it, but I've been told they made a lot of improvements since then. That it's actually worth playing now.
Yeah, yeah. And you can play it like a single player game, even
Yeah,
though it's like got an MMO structure. Everything's voice acted. Everything's like just really well crafted.
yeah,
It's it's impressive.
that's good. I want to try it. Uh, I'll definitely download that and give that a shot too. Um, Another thing I want to talk about was Outriders, which I had some strong opinions on this, but my opinions have changed because a lot of reviewers have. When I first saw this, I thought it was going to be like Destiny or like Anthem or any of those like games as a service style games. But people have compared it more to like Diablo,
Yeah,
but as a third person shooter, like less
Borderlands.
Destiny, more Diablo, or like Borderlands, and I'm like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I've been told even the cooldown system and the god damn it, increasing your stats. The progression system is very similar to Diablo, and you know me, I made it no secret. I love me some Diablo, man. So you compare something to Diablo, I'm gonna be into it. And this looks like it shows off enough. Now that I've recontextualized how the game's gonna play, I think I might be into it, and this might be worth looking into.
yeah. I don't know anything about this game other than it looks cool,
Yeah.
and I think I want to play it, but I don't know anything about like not a damn thing about it.
I saw some gameplay of it, and watching the gameplay and the different classes you can play as. Again, it's a very similar to Diablo's like combat system where you have a basic attack and then you have like your special abilities that are on a cooldown. But I've been told you can kind of mix and match some of those special abilities up. The gear system is really similar to Diablo, where you're farming for loot. So you can look at it as like Borderlands meets Diablo, but in third person. I'm into it. I definitely want to try it. Especially, I'm getting a lot of like Remnant from the Ashes vibes from this game, but with more superpowers. And I love me some Remnant, so I think I'm into it. That's definitely gonna be worth checking out when it comes out February 21st or February 2nd. That's coming out on everything: PS5, the new Xbox, Xbox One, PS4, PC, Steam, and Epic. The only thing that's not coming out on a Stadia, but that's coming out later. So, and if you still have a Stadia, I'm sorry. um, but no, this looks cool. I'm into it. And the fact they're already talking about like post campaign stuff, like that's cool to me because
Yeah,
everybody.
what is this game like in a beta state or New Jiraiya shows up in chat? fashionably late. Hello.
Um,
Is there like a beta of this or like what? Like, is this playable right now at all?
I don't think there's a beta of it yet. If there was,
I've seen a lot of stuff of this and I
I've
don't
seen
know
a lot of
anything
stuff
about it.
too. I've just seen like some of the loot and some of the gameplay, like some of the gameplay stuff
Green
they've been showing off.
looks a lot like Destiny, but you know.
Yeah.
Well, this is a
Uh,
long video.
yeah, it is. It's like a 15-minute video showing off all their post game stuff you can get. Which, if you guys know me, like I play games more for the gameplay and for like the gameplay loop. That's why I've talked countless times. I hate the story for Diablo, but I love the adventure mode, the post game stuff. And for them to like focus on like here's the post game stuff we have planned tells me that I'm gonna get what I want from this game. We will have to wait and see. The game doesn't come out till February, so I'm gonna hold back and wait till I see some more stuff on it. But based on what I've been seeing here, that sounds like I might be into it. Or this might be a game that'll tickle my fancy.
This looks good.
Yeah, it does look good. Um, what else is next? We got Terminator Resistance Infiltrator mode. Um, so Terminator Resistance already came out. That came out like last year, right? Or am I thinking of something
Uh,
else?
might have been this year. Might have been this year. I don't remember. But people were talking like it's like a small little budget shooter game, and yeah, people have been talking about like it's surprisingly good for what it is.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing too. A lot of people like tell me how good the game is. But what makes this infiltrator mode like so cool is that one, it's a free update, so good on them for that. It's going to be releasing on Steam, but the big thing is that you play as a T-800. The Terminator. You play as a Terminator, and the game has a whole new map to play on, new missions to play with. Like it sounds cool, and it's all for free. So if you picked it up and you liked it, here's some more reasons to like the game.
Yeah. On the list of movies I've never seen, Terminator is on there, all of them. So I have no, I've got no, I don't know, I got no attachment to the Terminator franchise. I wish I
Um,
did. I'm gonna
I
watch
like
those movies.
Terminator. They're good movies. I like them. I don't have like a huge attachment to them, but they're good movies. I like them. Third one kind of sucks, but the first two are phenomenal. Um, yeah, it looks cool. There you go. Free update if you bought Terminator Resistance. We also got a trailer for Portal Reloaded, which is a community-made total remaster mod for Portal. It introduces new levels and new mechanics with new portals that travel between timelines.
Yeah.
So that's got me like, what the fuck?
It reminds me of there was a section in Titanfall 2 where you're platforming, you're like wall running and platforming, and at the same time you're like shifting in between the past and the future
Yeah.
while platforming at the same time. It's like insane.
Yeah.
This
A
isn't
lot of
that
people.
much. This isn't that action packed, but
Mhm.
it reminds me of that.
It looks cool, man. Like I like me some Portal. Any excuse I have to play more Portal, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And they show off like a quick like snippet in the gameplay trailer. You can kind of see like how it's used. You're going into like I assume this is the past. Where everything's like all nice and clean, and it's the future. Everything's all dirty,
Yeah.
and you're using things from there, and you're thinking in like these huge dimensions too, because you're jumping around from like timelines. You're taking stuff out of them. Like it looks super interesting, and it's free. All you have to do is own Portal, which if you have Steam, you should own Portal. Like, that's a given. If you don't own Portal yet, what's wrong with you? Or Portal 2, I should say.
Yeah.
It's a great game. Portal 2 is a great game. It's cool to see the community come together and make something so fucking awesome. Um, Almost done here. Stretch. I don't want to sound like I'm rushing through it, but there's a lot to cover, and I don't want this thing to run for like ever. But we got some game releases. Most of them are games we already knew were coming out. Release date for the Xbox One X. Ark Survival Evolved, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Borderlands 3 is coming out, Dead by Daylight, Destiny 2. The Beyond Light expansion's coming out that day. Devil May Cry 5. Basically, a lot of games that we've gone over. Like, even some games I wasn't expecting. Like, Maneater is coming out on Xbox One X. I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah.
I knew the game was popular, but
Series X.
Series X, sorry.
Fucking up already.
Yeah, those names are stupid. Don't blame me for the fucking name. To surprising no one, Fortnite's also coming out on the Series X. Forza Horizon 4, Fuser, Gears 5, Gears Tactics, Ghost Runner, which I've talked about Ghost Runner. I really want to pick that one up. That game looks like right up my alley.
Yeah. Gears Tactics is the that was PC only for a while, so it's finally coming to console.
Yes.
Both consoles.
Touch on. Gears Tactics was PC for a while. It's kind of like an XCOM clone, but a lot more violent because Gears.
Yeah.
It looks cool, man. I like me some XCOM. I'm not the biggest fan of the Gears franchise, but I did see some Gears Tactics gameplay, and it looks pretty cool. We also have NBA 2K21's coming out. Surprising no one, No Man's Sky, Observer. That one surprised me that we're getting a Observer System Redux, which is coming out on PC and Xbox One and Xbox Series X. Almost fucked it up again. Did you hear that? Which is cool because, I mean, if you already have Observer, you have a better version on your PC now when that comes out, when the Series X drops November 10th. Ori and the Will of the Wisps is coming on Series X, surprising no one.
They showed on Twitter, they showed a 6K upres of Will of the Wisps. A little screenshot from the Series X.
I bet that looks amazing. I wish I had a monitor or TV to see that properly.
Well, it'll like what it's doing is it's super sampling the 6K and then down sampling back to your native res.
Okay, so it still looks better even if you're running on like native 4K or 1080p.
Yeah,
still
yeah.
Better than what you're seeing there. That's good.
Yeah.
We also got Rogue Company, which we talked about a little bit when that came out. You weren't impressed with it.
It's bad, so
I was trying to be nice.
It's free to play, but you have to buy into the beta, which I did. It was bad.
Also, Sea of Thieves is coming out, which I've heard Sea of Thieves has had a pretty big turnaround since it released. I know it didn't exactly set the world on fire when it came out, but I heard it got some updates, got some patches, and it's worth playing now. Maybe with the new system coming out, we can see an uptick in players for that game, but we'll see. Did you play Blessed Unleash? No, I didn't. What is that? New Jiraiya is asking in the chat.
Don't acknowledge.
Don't acknowledge it? Why not? Is it a shit game?
Yeah, it was so shit that they had to relaunch it twice and then completely remove it from PC because.
Oh yes, this is the one we talked about. It was coming out on PS4 last week.
No, I didn't play it yet. I'll load it up. Is it out yet? I'll load it up on PS4.
I thought it came out already. Oh no, it's coming out in February.
It was out on Xbox, and now it's coming to PS4.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
And then on PC, who knows? PC is the only ones who remember how bad that game was twice. So.
We also got Tetris Connect, or Tetris Effect Connected, which is like the improved version of Tetris Effect.
With multiplayer.
Yeah, with multiplayer. Tetris Effect was a fucking, it's Tetris with some cool psychedelics. Connected is coming on Xbox One and Xbox Series X starting on November 10th. We also got Warhammer Chaos Bane, which was like that kind of Diablo clone for Warhammer. That's another one I wanted to try, but I don't know anything about Warhammer.
It's more Left 4 Dead. Yeah, it's more Left 4 Dead than, well, it's got like equipment and shit, but it's like that, but Left 4 Dead.
I thought Vermintide was a Left 4 Dead, and Chaos Bane was like the Diablo clone.
Wait a minute, isn't?
Yeah, Chaos Bane is a Diablo clone.
Oh, you're right. Shit.
Yeah, you're thinking of Vermintide.
The fuck is Chaos Bane? I don't know what the. Oh, you know what? I bought that game, played it for like an hour when it came out. I wonder if that game still is bad. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that game was not good. But
Oh, that's a bummer. I wanted to try it.
well, I
But
only
not
played it like the day it came out, so I haven't tried it since then. Maybe I'll load that back up and see.
we also have Watch Dogs Legion coming out on the Series X. 13 is coming out November 10th for PC, PS4, and Xbox One, which we talked about a little bit 2 podcasts ago. But 13 was a first-person shooter that came out back in like 2009, 2008, like forever ago.
Yeah, GameCube era.
Yeah, 2003. God, even longer. And it's getting a full HD remaster or a full remake, I should say. Like they're complete changing everything, adding some more modern shooter elements to it. It looks cool. I actually kind of want to check this game out, and I'm excited to see it coming out on November 10th. That's probably one I'll be looking at. Um, we also have Yakuza Like a Dragon,
Yes.
which looks dope. Like it's a Yakuza game. I always felt like the Yakuza games, they always felt like JRPGs because the fights you'd get into random fights. The only thing is when you played them, they were like beat 'em ups. This is embracing that JRPG aspect, and it's like it's a turn-based combat system, which looks really cool. It looks really cool. It's really flashy. I love me Yakuza. I love Yakuza's like whole crazy out there attitude, and it's cool to see that in this game. Plus, it's a whole new game in the franchise. So if you've never played any of the Yakuza games 1 through 6, here's a good place to start.
Yeah, looking forward to
Honestly,
that being my first. Technically, not my first Yakuza game. I've played other ones, but I've not gotten like into them. So I like that I can start fresh with this one.
yeah. I got pretty into Yakuza Kiwami when that was on PlayStation Plus about a year back, and I liked what I played. I just never got back into it, and I did like it. So I'll probably
Yeah,
like replay some of those.
I just
And
want them all on PC because I can't finish the fight when the fight ain't finished on PC.
yeah, I hear you. Um, we also got November 12th. We got Assassin's Creed Valhalla coming out on PS5. Astro's Playroom, Borderlands 3. Unless specified otherwise, these are all PS5 games, by the way, because that's the same date it drops.
Yeah,
Bug Snacks is coming out, not just on PS5, but PS4 and PC.
it's gonna be a
Uh,
banger.
yep, that's going to be a banger. I'm excited for Bug Snacks. Death Come True is also coming out on PS4 that same day. No PS5 release yet, but PS4. Woo. Demon Souls Remake, Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, Dirt 5, Fortnite, Godfall is coming out on PS5 and PC. Maneater, NBA 2K21, No Man's Sky, Observer System Redux is coming out on PS5. Overcooked, All You Can Eat. The Pathless is coming out on PS5, PS4, PC, and iOS, which is more like an action adventure game. It looks pretty simple, honestly. It doesn't look too crazy. It's a third-person action adventure game. Not too dissimilar to like Horizon Zero Dawn with the bow and arrow.
I'm out.
It looks interesting, but it's not my cup of tea. I'm not like going crazy over it. We also have a Planet Coaster Console Edition, Just Dance 2021. Sackboy Big Adventure looks really cool. That's coming out for PS4 as well. Spider-Man Miles Morales drops that day for PS4 as well. Spider-Man Remastered coming out on PS5. Warhammer Chaos Bane, Watch Dogs Legion, and we're wrapping it up with WRC 9, which is like a World Rally Championship game. How can I word it?
A
Well,
rally
it's a
game.
racing game. It's a
Yeah.
rally game. Like there's not much more to say about it. It's a rally game. November 13th, we have Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War coming out on everything: PS4, PS5, PC, Xbox One, and Series X. Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories coming out on Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. No news yet on next gen releases for Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. But honestly, if you're sitting here like, when are we going to get Melody of Memory on PS5? Why? Why?
You need to
First,
check your priorities.
first, do you exist? If you do, why? What's your mindset here?
I want some PC releases for Kingdom Hearts, man.
Yes,
Why hasn't this happened yet? I mean, it's too
exactly.
late. I already bought the collection on PS4, so we're fucked up now.
Well, it sets you back like what, $30? You're fine, and you could afford to get it again. You can afford a double dip. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remaster is also coming out on Switch. which already the remaster already came out on PS4 and Xbox One back in November 6th, yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking back at the release date. It came out yesterday. So now we're getting it on Switch. I have no idea how it's going to perform on Switch, but you know,
Probably terribly.
EA's been trying to like make.
No,
their
they
games
haven't.
I mean,
have you seen what they've been putting out? Like their FIFA games are literally the same game, just with a different number on it.
I'm just talking about like Switch performance. FIFA's been
Oh.
pretty similar on Switch as current systems, and they did some pretty good work with LA Noire. That surprisingly ran pretty well on Switch. That's what I mean. Like, hopefully, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered runs really well on Switch.
That's
But
a
we'll see.
Rockstar game, though.
Oh shit, you're right. What am I thinking of? Shit. Why did I think EA did LA Noire? Shit, I fucked that up. I lost my gamer cred.
Press X to doubt.
Shut the fuck up. But yeah, man, that's it. It's gonna be a pretty not too much to go over right now, man. But hopefully, next week the new systems will already be out for a little while. We'll have a lot more to touch on next week, and I'm excited to see what happens, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for this new shit. Not so much like for the launch of this new shit, but more so for the future, man. Like,
Yeah, man.
these consoles are gonna pave the way for some incredible shit
Yes, sir.
coming up here. So like,
that'll be cool to see, man. I can't wait. Catch us on twitch.tv/Gameoverse.
Gameoverse.com. Gameoverse.com/Twitch. Gameoverse.com/YouTube. Gameoverse.com/Discord. Gameoverse.com/Extra Life. We're streaming Extra Life Marathon coming up this Monday at noon Eastern.
Which again, I'll be working, so I won't be there when you start at noon, but I will be off at like around 4:30, about 3:30 for you. So I'll probably be home around 4 o'clock for you. I can hop on.
And then you'll be here the entire time with me as well. So it's gonna be no, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait to do this. Maybe my wife might want to get into this. We'll see what happens.
Sure, man. We can make it a party. Anyone who wants to join, come on down. It's gonna be a fun time. So thank you everyone for listening. Thank you everyone for stopping by. I said what game? It's gonna be we're going for fucking like 24 hours, dude, at least. It's going to be a number of games, not just one. So whatever game you want to see.
Path of Exile is definitely one I want to try.
Yeah, cool. Path of Exile, which I recently just got back into. So we're gonna.
Oh, cool! You can like power level me and show me the ropes.
I'm on level 10 right now, so
you can power level me up to level 10.
Oh yeah, last time I did do Zelda last time, but whatever. I wanted this to be like a community thing. I want everyone to kind of join in, so it's probably going to be more multiplayer focused.
Yeah,
so
it'll be cool.
New Jirai, if you got Bless Unleashed, I'll play some Bless Unleashed. We'll load it up. As long as you're here, you got to be there though. If you're not there, then you're fucking up. But yeah, Monday. Noon Eastern, so that's when we're gonna start, and we're gonna do at least 24 hours. I can go longer if people show up, charge me up. We'll go longer, go through Tuesday, go through Wednesday. Fucking I don't know.
I am off on Tuesday, so that'll be cool to see. I can be up late with you, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
Dope. Bye everybody, thank you for coming.
Thanks.